Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So we have a blockchain session today, and I hope you all are excited because I'm super excited to take this event. We are going to talk about NFTs and what requirement, like what it implements, what all things that you require to deploy an NFT, and like we'll be going through a coding part as well, and what all famous NFTs there are, and we'll also talk about the technology behind it, which is blockchain. So yeah, let's go ahead. So here's a little sneak peek of what NFTs are bringing into the social media world. We have so many NFTs out there which are being sold for millions, and like there are like little kids selling these NFTs. We have 12-year-olds selling NFTs, and how do they do it? We'll be going through that, and how you can stay up to date with all these new trends in blockchain. So before understanding NFTs, first we'll get to know a little about what technology behind it is, like blockchain. So yeah, so what is blockchain? So like the bookish definition says that it's a distributed, decentralized, immutable ledger. So like upon hearing that, you may get very confused, and like me personally, also first time I heard it, I got a lot confused. So like if you go and see the definition, it's very simple. Like it's what does a ledger mean? A ledger basically means a record keeping book. So you can just consider blockchain to be a public database which can be updated and shared across many computers. So I just consider it as a database, and you can just, which is immutable. So what happens is that anybody can post data to it, but it can't be changed ever. So that's the main concept behind it. And to introduce this concept, the first ever cryptocurrency was Bitcoin, as you probably already know, and we know what the price of Bitcoin is now. So yeah, so we have different chains or networks. So like speaking about Bitcoin, it was the first cryptocurrency and it was the first decentralized network. So what it means is that we have different peers in a network, and they can connect over the network and send each other cryptocurrency peer to peer. We do not have a central authority. Like for fiat currencies, we have the RBI circulating the money, but on the blockchain, it's just code. So that's what a chain or network means. So we have different chains. So after Bitcoin, the next best thing is Ethereum. Ethereum brings together the concept of smart contracts and EVM, and we have different chains out there. Like Bitcoin was the first, then we have Ethereum. This one's Avalanche and Polygon, Terra Luna, and Solana, which is getting really famous as well. So we have different types of chains. So we have EVM based chains. EVM based chains are basically, we'll talk about EVM in the further slides. For now, let's talk about smart contracts. So smart contracts are like I consider smart contract to be like a vending machine. So the easiest way to understand it is that you give some inputs into a smart contract, and then it just vends out something like a digital asset, which could be a token or like an NFT or some cryptocurrency. It's basically a logic written on the blockchain. So we'll come to smart contracts later as well. So smart contracts are the ones which perform all the computation, and it takes some fee as well to like interact with it. And moving on, so here's a representation. Like we send some ether to a smart contract, and it'll it'll just compute what amount is sent, and then it'll give you an NFT in response. So this is a very basic understanding of what a smart contract holds. So moving on, these smart contracts are basically ran on the virtual machine, which is the Ethereum virtual machine. And this is basically a virtual machine which is hosted on the blockchain, and it just takes your smart contracts and compiles it and hosts it on the blockchain. So yeah, these are the different smart contracts, and it's all hosted on the Ethereum virtual machine. So we have different EVM compatible chains out there. which are L1s and L2s. So L1 refers to layer one, which is basically a blockchain in itself. So Ethereum is a blockchain of its own self, and then we have Avalanche, which is also a layer one, which is a separate blockchain. Then we have different layer two blockchains as well, which are basically built on the layer one blockchains, and it just inherits the security and all the features of the first blockchain. So considering Ethereum, Ethereum is layer one, so Polygon is layer two, and Polygon is built on the layer one, which inherits all its security and runs its own servers. So you can consider layer twos to be a little bit centralized, but they are much more scalable as of now. So we have different Web3 dApps as well. So IPFS is interplanetary file system, which we'll be using in the further tutorials as well. It's basically a decentralized storage where you can where you can host data online. So what the speciality about IPFS is that what it does is that it addresses the data based on the content instead of URLs. So I'll give you an example. So in a modern browser, what you do is that if you wanted to go to Google, you'll just type google.com. So that this is being addressed not based on content, but where it is, so based on its domain. So this is not content addressable. What IPFS does is it addresses content based on its hash. So what happens is, like, I'll consider this image. So this is an NFT image. As you can see, the data is being hashed and then computed based on the content. We can fetch the image. So if you have a Brave browser, you can just take this CID and you can just say IPFS // and paste in the CID. Okay, I messed up the link. 1 second. And it will give you that image based on the content. So this content ID is called the CID, or the hash of the data. So moving on, we have another application which is Huddle 01, and Huddle 01 is a decentralized uh, video conferencing solution. And then we have Filecoin. Filecoin is based on IPFS. What it does is it's also a decentralized storage, but it incentivizes users with its coin, which is Filecoin, to store data and much more functionality. Then Aave is a DeFi protocol. So DeFi stands for decentralized finance, and it's revolutionizing finance using blockchain technology. And Aave is a DeFi protocol which helps you, like, which allows you to borrow assets, lend assets. So what you can do with Aave is that you can deposit Bitcoin and Ethereum on Aave, and you can take a loan against it. So, and you get incentivized to take loans. You get interest on your loans. You don't have to pay interest, you get interest on your loans. So that's what DeFi is bringing. Then we have Curve as well. So Curve is also a DeFi protocol, which is like specialized for trading stable coins. So yeah, let's come back to NFTs, like you all must be very excited about. So we have Beeple. Beeple is an artist basically who sold its NFT for $69 million. So I'll show you that on OpenSea as well. So this is the 5,000 days collection by Beeple, and OpenSea is basically a marketplace where you can buy or sell your NFTs. So you can see these NFTs are being sold for 25 ETH, 29 ETH, and so on. So you can browse these as well. So yeah, coming back to the slide, then we have Ghozali Everyday, which is he who got very famous. What he did was that he just clicked his own selfies and then minted them as NFTs, and people started buying them. So I'll show you that as well. So it's basically what people are doing, that they are creating art or some form of art, digital art, and they are minting them as NFTs and going ahead and selling them. See, these NFTs don't look that good even, but yeah, he made millions on these NFTs because his idea was very unique. So, and similarly, we have this 12-year-old boy who made 290,000 euros, pounds, sorry, from his whale NFTs. Uh, he just got famous because he tweeted about his NFTs, and there was some very famous guy who retweeted it, and he got famous, and people just started buying his NFTs. So we'll be seeing how to make these NFTs, how to mint NFTs, and how to create art using this, and like selling them on OpenSea. So you must be thinking like all these people are getting very rich, and what actually governs the price of NFTs? People are even confused, like why is this craze about NFTs? Like what is it bringing? People still don't grasp the idea of what NFTs are. So you can consider NFTs as game skins. If you play games, then you can consider them as skins, like in PUBG, or like you buy guns and you buy skins, so you can consider them as that. So if you see that a lot of games have this there, and even you can even take an example of Roblox. It has its own Robux. So there are different skins and all. So NFTs are basically like a unique identifier for an item. It doesn't even have to be art, it could be anything. So it's just about the craze. Like this is one project, BAYC, which is Board Ape Yacht Club. And what they like they brought an idea of like whoever would own the NFT, they would be invited to a yacht club party. So this just blew up because people got the feeling that I also want this NFT and I'll be invited to this yacht club. And many celebs also bought it. Like this NFT is owned by Eminem, this one by Jimmy Fallon, and this one by Jason Derulo. So you can just go ahead and see them on Twitter as well. Like we have Eminem's Twitter profile. He posted this as his DP, and Jimmy Fallon and Jason Derulo. So what happens is that this creates craze. When any celeb buys an NFT, everybody wants to just ape into it and buy the NFT. Their co-stars are owning, and they get very famous. So because of that, the demand also raises, and people get crazy about them, and the floor price raises. So if we check this out, we have BAYC. I'll say Code API Club. So you can see the price of it is 99 ether now, because the demand for it is super high. So that's how it governs it, and it's basically demand and supply. So, and I think NFTs are a little overpriced as of now, and like coming into the coming years, the NFT price will also dip because there's a lot of craze, as it is a very new concept right now. And you can see that NFTs, like we had an we had a YouTuber, Logan Paul, and Logan Paul, like he bought a Pokemon collection, which he claims to be of $150,000. And like if you think of it, it's just cards. It's a collectible. So people just buy these things because they are rare. So the rarity part of it governs the price, most of it. So that's why people buy NFTs. So how do you keep up to date with these crypto trends? The best way is to make a Twitter account if you don't have one, and follow some people on in the crypto space who are very famous, like Gary Vee. Gary Vee talks a lot about NFTs, and he explains really greatly how and why NFTs are required and how it will boom in the future. And the best way to go and do is that you can follow these crypto artists, and I'll just show you. This is a thread that will post in the comments as well. You can go through this, and it'll just give you an idea of how to like go into NFTs and what has to be done. So these are some tweets there. And if you stay active on Twitter, there are a lot of people doing Twitter spaces these days. So these Twitter spaces allow you to learn about NFTs, like even cryptocurrencies, like what all new technologies are there, which are coming up each and every day. So this will keep you up to date. with all the crypto trends. Then okay, so for getting uh, familiarized with the crypto world, you first have to understand how do we like interact with these things. Like if I wanted to buy an NFT, how would I do that? Like you can't just go and buy it using a credit card. You have to have a crypto wallet for that, which is MetaMask. So we'll go over and like how to install this crypto wallet, and then we'll go forward with that. So I'll open a new browser, and we'll go and search MetaMask. So you can go here and you can just download this. So you can install it. Like there will be even a Chrome extension for it. You can just search for the Chrome extension, and it'll it'll show there. So it asks me if I want to do this, and it's added. 1 second. So yeah, the first time you open MetaMask, you just have to press on Get Started, and like if you already own a wallet, you get a secret recovery phase. Then you can import your own wallet as well. So we'll go ahead and create a new wallet for now. So these are some terms that you'll have to agree to, and yeah, you just have to set up password. This is the password that it will ask each and every day when you're logging into the account. This is not the secret recovery phase. It's just a password that you have to log into. 1 second. I think so. You can just go ahead and create this. It will show you how to secure your wallet and all. You don't need like you can go through this once if you're new to MetaMask. And this is the secret recovery phase that you have to save. And like I'll show it for now, but I won't send any funds to this, so it doesn't matter. You just have to save this recovery phase somewhere safe, so that like if you lose this, then all your funds will be lost as well. So just save it somewhere. Now it will ask for it, so I'll just paste this somewhere. So the first is robot, depend easily. So reflect. Okay, so you can just fill this up. Right now, I'll just stitch this because I already have it installed on my another browser. So let's close this, and you can see that you have MetaMask. And then uh, let's go ahead and do one thing. We'll run a local blockchain. So you can go to this link, which will be in the comment section below. This is a software which allows you to run a local blockchain on your local system. So I have all, you can just go ahead and install for your particular OS. And if you're on Linux, you can either download it from here, or if you have Node installed, you can just run a command npm i-g, and you can just save it using this command. So I'll just go ahead and do this. One sec. I think you'll probably are not able to see my terminal. 1 minute. Yeah, so you can just run this command to install it on Linux. And it will install in a second or two. So yeah, we have installed it, and now you can just run the command ganache and it will run the local blockchain. So we get a list of available accounts and private keys. So private keys are basically like your password, and this available account is basically like your username. So what you can do is that you can just copy this private key and import it into your MetaMask. So if I go here, I can import an account, and you can paste your private key here and it will import it. So I'll send a simple transaction uh, from one account to other just to demo how MetaMask works. So I'll take another private key and add another account. So right now we are on the Matic network. But as we are running our own blockchain, we'll select localhost. Like I showed you that we have different compatible chains. So you can see here that we have these chain selector over here. So this is the Ethereum mainnet, and we have different networks on here, Avalanche, Matic, and so on. So we'll select localhost for now, as we had run this chain. It says it's on localhost, and the chain ID is 1337. Let's just cross check if it's right. I'll go to settings and networks and localhost. So we have the chain ID as 1337. This looks good, and this is fine. So let's send some transactions over. So I've copied my MetaMask username, and I can just go ahead to the account 4, which has 1,000 fake ether. This isn't real ether because I'm on localhost, so be aware of that. And I'll just paste this in. You can enter the amount of ether. I'll say 10 ETH for now, and yeah, I'll confirm this. And in a second or two, it will just get transferred to the other account. Let's wait for this. So now the transaction has been confirmed, and you can see we have 990 ETH over here. And if I check the other account, it will say 110. So this is how you like conduct a basic transaction. Uh, so that's it. And let's go over. Yeah, this is it. Let's go over another protocol which can help you to see uh, what all funds are there in your wallet or connected to different protocols. So this is a protocol called Zapper. You can just go ahead and connect your wallet. Like I have MetaMask here, so I'll connect that. I'll go ahead and connect it with the account 1. And next, connect. So what this does is this protocol basically fetches all the funds you have on your MetaMask wallet. This is a test wallet, so it will show 0 for now. But what you can do is that you can search for accounts on here and view anybody's balance because it is an open blockchain. So if I go to Twitter, and if I find someone's ETH address, I can just look up their portfolio. Let's say this guy. So this guy has an ENS domain. So ENS domain is basically a thing which points to your address. So as you can see that in this, we had a public address in the wallet. So if if I have an ENS domain, I can just map it to this public address. So I don't have to remember the whole address. So I can just search by ENS, and we'll have this guy, and we can just check out his portfolio. Yeah, so his net worth is approx 447,000, and we can see all the tokens that he has. He has different CryptoPunks as well, which is a very renowned NFT project, and this is the floor price of it. So we have these are the different tokens that he holds. Like he has about $384,000 in each, and you can check out his NFTs as well. See, he has a Mutant Ape Yacht Club. So this is how you work with this. So yeah, that was an overview of what the crypto world is. And now we'll go to the technical part, which is Solidity. So Solidity is the language in which you code to like code smart contracts, which we talked about before. And we'll be going through like how to code a smart contract and how to deploy your own NFT project. So for now, I'll just hold up, and if there are any questions, I'd like to take them. Okay, people want me to start again with the crypto wallet. Okay. I missed a lot of chat. Okay, I'll just go ahead and do this again. 1 second. Okay, I hope my screen is visible now. And I'll install the crypto wallet once again. I'll remove the extension. Yeah, I'll say add to Firefox. Yeah, before that, you can just go ahead and search for MetaMask on Google, and you'll find the site. And you can just click on download. Like you can choose your browsers. I'll just install it for Firefox. You can go ahead and add it. And you'll get this icon here. And we can get started with this. And if you have a already have a wallet, you can just import your wallet here. Otherwise, create a new wallet and agree to this. Create a password. It's basic procedure. You can just follow the procedure and be done with it. Just click on next and save the secret recovery phrase. That's it. I hope it's clear now. Any other questions? Okay, awesome. Looks like it's clear. Okay, great. So let's move on to Solidity. Okay, there's another question. Okay, good question. Yeah. So I'll go over this. I'll just show you with a demo. So what happens is that if you're on OpenSea, like if I wanted to do, I could just go ahead and save this image from here. But that wouldn't make any sense. Like it's like saying that if you see a Mona Lisa painting and you just click a photo of that and save it on your phone. So there's no point of flexing the photo from your phone if you don't actually own the Mona Lisa painting. So it's like that. If you see, like we have these protocols, so like we have Zapper, which I showed before, and like you won't be able to see that Zapper, like you won't be able to see that NFT on Zapper, or you won't be able to like if you just screenshot it and save it, you can't just upload it and flex it that I have this NFT. And like we have different protocols coming out. Like if you connect your MetaMask wallet, only then you will be able to interact with the website or something. Like we have video meetings coming up. Like if you own the NFT in your wallet and you connect your wallet with the meeting, then if you only own that NFT, then only you'll be able to enter. So we have such use cases coming up. It's not just about the art; it's about having it uniquely with yourself. So it's like that. Like even like if you compare it to game skins, like you could just Google the game skin and download it on your PC, but that wouldn't be worth it. Like you can't use that game skin because it's not in game. So that's what matters. And like on Twitter has a new feature of like uh, showing off your NFTs. So like if I go onto this profile and I click on this guy, then it will show the details that this person actually owns this Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, and it's a verified collection on OpenSea. So there's no point of like saving it and putting it on Twitter because everybody would know that it's not the real ape, as Twitter is verifying it now. So that's how people are maintaining the authenticity of NFTs. So any other question on this? Yeah, good question. Yeah, people can create the same exact NFT, but what happens is that there are creators like just like I showed you on Twitter. It says that it's a verified Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT. So if I click on this, then it will open the original link, which is verified. So if you just take that image and mint it as an NFT, it won't be really worth it uh, because the creator has been verified. If you were like minting that NFT on your own, you aren't actually verified. So the NFT won't be worth it. Like if I go ahead and search this on OpenSea, no one like if it would be fake, then no one would buy it. Like you can just go ahead and search for the NFT, whichever you're thinking, and you can list it on OpenSea. So now these all NFTs are verified. So if you just go ahead and mint your own NFT, it won't really show up here because there's a smart contract behind this NFT, and it won't actually verify your NFT because it's actually a fake one or it's a different smart contract. So that's why the price of it won't really matter. So this has a floor price of 99 ETH. So yours one wouldn't be floor priced this one because your smart contract would be different. So that's how it's working. Any other question? Okay, no, I do not play Valo. What's a smart contract? Okay. Smart contract is basically a piece of code which runs on the blockchain, as I showed before as well. I'll go back to that slide once again. 1 second. Yeah, so smart contract is basically a code which runs on the blockchain, and you can do automation with it. It's basically accepting some cryptocurrency and performing a function. It could perform a lot of functions. Like in the next slide, I showed that you could just give some crypto inside the smart contract, and it would award you with an NFT, or it would you can just like compile different smart contracts, and you could create a protocol which could like be a borrowing or lending protocol, say like a decentralized exchange, where you could give Ethereum to the smart contract and the smart contract would give you Bitcoin in return. So it's basically a logic that runs on the blockchain which is secured by it. So that's what a smart contract is. And for everything on the blockchain, like whatever may it be it a cryptocurrency, be it an NFT, it like each and every one of those has a smart contract behind it, which is running some logic. So yeah, that's it. Any other questions? Yes, I do own NFTs. Blockchain server safety. Yeah, so it's decentralized. So we have different nodes like running on different systems across the whole globe, and like you can't shut all those servers at once. So it's secure. That's why. If you want to learn more about blockchain, uh, like I shared some resources before, I'll go ahead and share more. Are NFTs important, or the technology implementing it? Yeah, like I consider both of them important because NFTs are basically a use case of the technology behind. Like it's just it NFTs bring like ownership on the blockchain. So you there are different use cases of blockchain. I haven't minted it on Ethereum yet, Aditya, but we'll go over how to mint those NFTs in the next session. Yeah, the session is being recorded, so you'll be able to get all of it back. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all for the questions. Let's move on to Solidity. So So Solidity is basically the language which in which you write the smart contract in, and which runs on the blockchain. So we'll be going over an IDE which is called Remix. You'll get it in the description or the comment box below. So this is a smart contract. We won't be coding a smart contract today. I'll just be going over what a smart contract looks like and what all data types we have in it, so you get a basic idea, and then we'll move on to the coding part tomorrow. So this is basically a smart contract, which you'll find if you go to Remix. You'll have three of these contracts: owner, ballot, and storage. You can follow along if you want. So the first line of the smart contract refers to the version of Solidity that you're working with. So you can either like you can either mention a particular series of versions, like this would compile between zero point 0.7 and zero point 0.9 version of Solidity, or it would even compile with like it a zero point 0.8 or something. So if you want something like if you want to do that, any compiler which is above a particular version, you could mention that as well. So say I say point like 0.8.0. So what it would do is that we've mentioned the version of zero point 0.8 and above. This is what the caret means. So this is the versioning of Solidity, and you must have noticed that it's basically like a class. So you can consider contract as a class, this storage as a class, and you can write particular functions in it, or even you can even have a constructor inside it, which runs only the first time whenever a smart contract is deployed. So if you wanted to do a function where you are like accepting some money, you could do that inside here, just only the first time when it's deployed. So that's how a smart contract is like the constructor is run. And you have different data types, as I showed in the previous slide. Like we have Boolean, we have uint8, and all of these, and int. So moving on, like we have a special keyword here as well, which is address. So address is a data type which matches your wallet address. So if I say wallet1, and you could store a particular address inside this. Like if I take my wallet address from here, you could just save this wallet address inside it. So it accepts wallet addresses only. So this is one data type that is new in Solidity, like you won't find in any other language. So that's that. And we have different Solidity versions as well. We have a string as well, in which you could just store some name, like I could say contract name, and you could just store it in this. So say I say Bode Yacht Club. So you could just save that in here. You could perform different functions with it if you want further. Then we have the view. Then we have different views of functions. Like we have some functions which are private. Like if you're familiar with object oriented programming, we have different levels of visibility for functions. Like we have public, private, and so on. So we can have different like visibilities for the function, which is like there are some functions which are view only. So if it's view only function, then it just returns a number. It can't perform any calculations or updations. Like if I say I wanted to update the wallet address, I wouldn't be able to do that in this because it's a view only function. So it will throw an error when I compile this. It won't allow me to do this. Then we have this returns function. What it like returns keyword which just tells what data type of the like what data type of the variable I'm returning, and it returns that. So this is how it's working. So this is a simple smart contract. And if you go to the ballot.sol, this is a smart contract which is a voting application. You could go through this. It's a little complex, but you can go through this and just give it a read. And like you can ask some questions if you want, and we'll go deep into Solidity tomorrow. Okay, and I'll just go over some other concepts that there are. Like if you're familiar with JavaScript, we have a key value pair syntax in that. So like you can just in JavaScript you can create an object, and you can just define different key value pairs in that. So if I say person one, and I can just assign the name to that person like this. So Solidity doesn't support key like this objects in that. We have a different syntax for it. We have a mapping. So I'll create a mapping, and I can just like create a mapping for wallets and persons. So I'll say string to a person. So what this does is that you can take like we'll say address rather. So we can map this person to a particular address and save it as key value pairs and access them later. So I can say for example, I can say that this John Doe person points to this particular address. So that's how you can access it, and we can create a name for it and further on. See, like this, we have created a mapping of address to a voter. So if you're familiar with Java, then we have different structures. Even in C, we have structures. So you can define your own data types, and you can create a mapping of that as well. So we have a mapping of address to voter, where we have declared it as public, and we can just access this voters, different voters based on their addresses. So like if you can see here, we have access the voter based on the chairperson's address. You can see the data type of chairperson is address. So you pass in the address and you get the weight of the person based on it. So these are the basic data types of Solidity. So I think that's a lot of information for one day, and we'll go over all of this later. We'll code our own NFT, and we'll see a tool to generate code as well. So you won't have to code everything from scratch. So this is a wizard called OpenZeppelin, and this makes your coding experience a lot better. So we'll go over it tomorrow. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the chat. Okay, you want to see my own the NFTs I own? Okay, I'll go over it. Any other questions? Yeah, Naman, we'll be learning how to make our own NFTs. We'll learn how to like create our own artwork and deploy them as well. and you can start earning if you want. Like you can deploy it, go tweet it. Yeah, do make the NFTs. Yeah, the price of NFTs is governed by like the demand of it. Like if you're providing some value to the community, like what you have to have an incentive for people to buy your NFT. Like why would anyone want to buy your NFT? Either your artwork has to be like super attractive, or you must provide some incentive for them to buy it. Like if you own this NFT, then I'll give you a like a yacht club invitation or something. That's why people buy NFTs. Yeah, you can convert anything into an NFT. Like the founder of Twitter even sold his first tweet, and like he converted it into a JPEG, and then he minted it as an NFT and sold it. Not exactly like digital artists, it's not specifically for digital artists. Like what has happened is that uh, NFTs have been popularized in a way that digital artists are the famous ones as of now. And like there are different use cases of NFTs. Like I talked about token gated meetings before. So NFTs are basically a way to like a way to identify something very uniquely. It doesn't have to be art, but mostly people are right now using it for art. But in the coming years, NFTs will be able, like we can, for like using NFTs, you'll be able to identify anything. It could probably be like marriage papers, like the official documentation for it. Those could be minted as NFTs so that like you could recognize how to do that. Okay, so you want to see how to buy NFTs. Yeah, to buy NFTs, the first procedure would be to like get funds onto your MetaMask. So to get funds on the MetaMask, you'll have to first of all go through an exchange. Like you could go to Binance and make an account there. It will require a KYC procedure, and then you could there's an option to send those funds to the MetaMask. Or if you have a friend who could send you some tokens to your wallet, then that's good as well. So that's how you could get the tokens on your MetaMask, and then you can just go buy like NFTs on OpenSea using a MetaMask only. Okay, yeah, there's if you're deploying your smart contract on an Ethereum on the Ethereum mainnet, then yes, there's some initial investment that you have to put in. That's because there's a gas fee associated with each and every transaction. So yeah, Ethereum mainnet gas fees is pretty high. So I would suggest you could go with Polygon, in which the initial investment is basically zero. It will cost you like a rupee or two to deploy a smart contract on Polygon. Yeah, like if you're buying NFTs, then yeah, you'll need some funds to start buying NFTs. Uh, but there are different ways, like you can mint your own NFTs on Polygon or any other chain where the initial investment is basically zero. So you could get started with that. Like what I would suggest is go ahead and do your own research first. Like uh, go on Twitter and follow those accounts which I showed, and like do your own research and then go ahead with any such investment. Okay, so you want to see the NFTs I own. Okay. I'll go to OpenSea and show some of them. One second. Yeah, Shashank, I'll show my NFTs. One second. Yeah, so these are the different NFTs that I own, and you can see that this is just a name slug for my own name. This is an ENS name which I bought, and this was a free mint. So there are even free mints available. Like you don't have to do any investment. You can just go ahead and mint them. So you'll find that on Twitter. There are different projects that do that. And what happens is that you just have to pay the gas fees which is associated. So on Ethereum mainnet, the gas fees is pretty high, but on like different chains like Polygon or BSC, the gas fees is pretty much zero. So these are the different NFTs that I have. This is one of the NFTs that I just minted on my own, and yeah. So this is one NFT from Zapper. So Zapper also awards you NFTs if you are just active on it. So these all NFTs are just free mints. Like I just got them because I was active on Zapper, and you could just go ahead and mint them. You just have to pay the gas fees for it. So these are the ones which I bought, and this was also a free mint. So yeah, these are my NFTs. What crypto should we buy as a beginner? I would say that like I'm not giving you any investment advices right now. Uh, you could just look into it, research about it, and then make any investments. Personally, I hold mostly Ethereum and Bitcoin, and some of the altcoins that I hold are Terra, Luna, and Matic. Any other questions that we may have? Okay, I think those are all the questions. The last thing I would go over is the architecture for the application we'll be building, and then we'll just go ahead and end the stream. One second. So yeah, so what we'll be doing is that we'll be coding out a front end website, which would be on React, and we'll be coding a smart contract as well. So we'll first like write a smart contract, and we'll perform some tests against it to see if it's safe, and then we'll compile it and deploy it on Polygon, like Mumbai network, and then we'll just create a front end to mint those NFTs. So this is what we'll be doing tomorrow, and the prerequisites for this are like you can go ahead and check this out. Like you'll have to have Node.js and npm installed on your system, so you can just go ahead and install it using this link. And if you are not familiar with React.js, then I would suggest that you could just go check out our previous tutorials on React, or if not that, you could even check out some YouTube ones and go create an account on Alchemy. So this would be required for deployment, and you'll need to have VS Code installed and the Solidity extension. I'll go ahead and show you the Solidity extension as well, uh, and Alchemy. One second. Yeah, the presentation will be shared as well. So if you go to extensions and search for Solidity, you can just go ahead and install this extension. This is by Yuan Blanco, and you'll be good to go. And we also have Alchemy. So go ahead and make an account on this. If you don't have one, you'll be requiring this to deploy your smart contract on the blockchain. So yeah, that's it. Any other questions? Okay, looks like that's it. You can go ahead and fill the attendance form. Uh, like we have sent the attendance form in the chat as well. You can go ahead and fill it up for the attendance. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be having a session on Web3. Yeah. Okay, if you're a beginner, then I would advise you that you should first go ahead and like get some knowledge about web development, and you can just come back to this tutorial whenever like you're ready. But you can always go through it again. You can just attend the session and take an overlook of what Web3 is. That will help as well. Okay, so I think we'll be ending the session now. Thanks a lot for attending.